Felicity from Get Your Rockout here talking to the amazing Klaus Schubert. How are you today?
Yeah, very good.
Brilliant.
Great here.
Yes. We are surrounded by mountains and, by stunning scenery, beautiful views. It could not be a more nice place to be.
Es ist eine sehr schöne Umgebung. Sie ist sehr glücklich, dass sie da sein kann. Und ja.
Sie geht es an, sie strahlt so total. So.
Yeah, you can see that because you're just gleaming.
Yes, I think I want to live here.
I can't blame.
Ich gebe Ihnen nachher die Adresse, wo ich wohne.
Yeah, he gives you the address.
Brilliant. Okay, I'll move my stuff over next week. But yeah, today is a very exciting day because it's the launch of the Schubert in Rock project, and it's featuring some absolutely incredible names. And you've brought together an all-star cast for this album and this show. Very, very early feedback. Are you excited about how it's been received today? Have you had some good reactions so far?
Also heute sehr aufregender Tag, weil das alles vorgestellt worden ist heute und das phänomenale All-Star-Projekt, und ob du glücklich bist, wie das heute angenommen worden ist und wie die Reaktionen waren, ob du das so erwartet hast, so hervorragend.
Ja, die Reaktionen waren sogar mehr, als ich erwartet habe, weil das ist eigentlich ein typisches, wie das in Österreich heißt, Sommerloch, wo wir absichtlich das gemacht haben, weil dann nur die auserlesensten Journalisten wie du da sind, und es war eine total relaxte Stimmung und jeder hat es gut aufgenommen.
The reactions were more than expected. They were fantastic because it was like a hand-picked group of journalists today.
Fantastic.
Brought up to this special location here. When we picked that location because the studio where it all was recorded was only 10 minutes away from here, and the artists lived in that hotel. So we decided to launch it here as well. And the reactions from the local journalists were absolutely fantastic.
Brilliant.
They didn't quite know, we kept it quite secret, they didn't know what to expect really.
Wow.
There was rumours flying about, and today it was all so
Fantastic.
quite exciting day for Klaus. Yeah.
Ja.
Definitely. And how did you go about choosing who you wanted to be involved with this?
Wie hast du die Künstler ausgesucht?
Ganz individuell. Ich habe gewusst, was für Songs ich verwenden werde, und habe für jeden Song einen passenden Sänger gesucht, wie zum Beispiel, wenn etwas ein bisschen in Richtung Black Sabbath gegangen ist, habe ich gedacht, ich mache Tony. Also für jeden Song habe ich mal ausgesucht, wer singt.
Klaus was obviously, listening to the old material, because that was the only original plan, that we would do the old material only. So he was digging the old material out, he didn't listen to it for years, obviously. And then he was just, thinking, to that song, we could rearrange that song like this. I wanted to sound newer, or in that way now, and I would think that singer would suit perfectly to that song. Wow. That's how he chose it, and just made the Christmas list, really.
Well, it is, some incredible people involved. And the original plan was to record the No Bros songs and to re-record them, with new people. Are you expecting to have quite a strong reaction from fans of the band? Do you think they will be really pleased that, the old material is getting reworked? Or are you worried that some of them are going to say, I can't believe you've been changing this, why would you do this, as fans so often do?
Der ursprüngliche Plan war ja nur, die alten No Bros Songs neu aufzunehmen. Das ist jetzt natürlich weitergegangen. Glaubst du aber, dass die alten Songs bei den Fans super ankommen, oder glaubst du, dass die alten Songs bei den Fans dass die Fans eher vor den Kopf gestoßen sind und sagen, was, der hat das so aufgenommen oder der hat das geändert, wieso hat er das gemacht? Das war ein super Song von damals, warum macht er das jetzt so?
Das habe ich am Anfang gedacht, dass das sein könnte, wie ich nachher die ersten Hörproben bekommen habe, eben wie Tony oder Tugi, habe ich gewusst, man kann nur draufsetzen auf die Songs. Und was zum Beispiel, ich nehme gerade einen Song her wie Hey You, das setzt da einfach, dadurch, dass er auch den Text richtig versteht, kommt da noch mehr Gefühl rein in die ganze Struktur vom Song. Besser geht's nicht. Also ich glaube nicht, dass man irgendein Fan böse ist, weil ein No Bros Fan war immer schon gleich viel Fan von Black Sabbath, Rainbow, Deep Purple.
Well, there was Klaus's fear in the beginning as well, that there could be some strange reactions from die-hard No Bros fans. But then when he got the first demos, the first vocal lines from Doogie and from Tony, Klaus was just blown away and said, "No, we take this to a different level." And the die-hard fans from back then, they were Tony Martin fans, they are Doogie fans anyway, so
Yeah.
it's just,
Yeah.
it's really, they were picking the best, you know.
Fantastic.
So, and the reactions now from people that only heard rumours but didn't really hear anything or just
Yeah.
heard a few teasers that we put online, they were just really fantastic.
Brilliant.
From people that Klaus had seen for years or heard of for years, you know,
Wow.
they all emailed him and said, fantastic.
Oh, that is amazing. And also there have been some new songs written as well while you've been in the studio. So was that the original plan, or has that just developed because you've been jamming and because you've been surrounded by these people?
Also es hat sich ja dann neue Songs auch gegeben. War das von Anfang an der Plan oder ist das einfach entstanden aus der guten Chemie, also wie ihr im Studio wart?
Ich habe im Studio Riffs probiert und irgendwann ist halt die Idee entstanden, sie zu fragen, ob eventuell der oder der andere den Song einmal probieren will. Und sie waren eigentlich von den Songs begeistert, weil gerade Young, Free and Deadly mit dem Tony, das ist, der erinnert an seine besten Zeiten bei Black Sabbath. Ein zweiter Song war dabei, der ist ein bisschen Deep Purple ähnlich. Ich will jetzt da nicht Schubladisierungen machen, aber es ist ähnlich, ähnliche Strukturierung. No Bros war auch sehr ähnlich von Deep Purple. Haben wir gewusst, das muss der Jolene Turner singen. Da gibt's halt gar nichts anderes. Und dann Blues habe ich gehabt und da wollte ich unbedingt, klar, der Blues Rocker ist der Bernie Marsden.
Well, they were jamming in the studio, and Klaus had some older material, just ideas, riffs, you know, nothing worked out or completed or anything like that, and they were fooling around, and then, you know, Young, Free and Deadly came up. You know, Tony was writing the lyrics. It's a very Sabbathy song. Then Blackjack Billy, you know, is a bit of an older riff that Klaus had on a tape somewhere, and then he played it to Jolene Turner, and then there was no lyrics around, so Jolene Turner came up with some lyrics, and it all fell into place. You know, it's if the chemistry works and the music talks, then it all falls into place, and the three songs just happened. They were never planned. The original plan was to only record No Pros material. You know, the best songs from the albums back then, and it just happened. So we said, well, no, let's put them on the album.
Brilliant. I think everything that I have seen so far, it just looks as though this project has just kind of gone beyond everybody's wildest dreams and turned into the most amazing compilation of artists and of people. Are you feeling, the same? Are you really, really excited about this, and do you feel that it's gone kind of better than you could have hoped?
So wie sie das da halt gesehen hat und wenn sie sich das alles anschaut, was da passiert, dann sieht sie, wie das alles aufgegangen ist, wie wir alle richtig aufgeregt sind, dass es so funktioniert, und hat es unsere Hoffnungen oder Vorstellungen übertroffen, oder geht es jetzt richtig los?
Also es hat sicher die Vorstellungen was bis jetzt passiert ist, übertroffen, aber es geht erst sicherlich los, ja, und das zweifelsohne. Das ist erst der Anfang, was wir jetzt machen.
You know, if you plan something, it could either go easily, or it could work with hiccups. And this, from the first phone calls that have been made to the first recordings, it just all fell into place nicely. It all, the jigsaw puzzle came together. And now everybody's really excited, very pleased with the product. Yeah.
Stimmt auch die Chemie.
And the chemistry is right between the artists, So again, let the music do the talking, and the chemistry is right, then it all falls into place, and watch this space.
Brilliant. And the album is coming out in the autumn time. And so kind of album-wise, do you think that this is just going to, are you really feeling positive already after having heard, the final nearly completed versions of the tracks, that fans are going to absolutely love this, both old fans of you and of the band, and indeed of kind of everybody else's band, but also do you think it's going to be a big pull for new fans that wouldn't necessarily have followed either of the separate musicians throughout their careers?
Glaubst du, dass das Projekt jetzt auch neue Leute begeistert, die zwar die einzelnen Leute kennen, aber die sie einzeln nicht weiter verfolgt hätten, aber jetzt durch das, dass sie alle zusammen sein, an dem Projekt arbeiten, dass es auch den anderen Künstlern weiterhilft und dass es die Gruppe in eine neue Dimension bringen könnte?
Ja, die Möglichkeit, das kann passieren. Dadurch, dass doch von wirklich bekannten Bands Wobei man jetzt nicht, man muss schon dazu denken, wenn Tony Martin steht, heißt nicht, dass ein Jüngerer das mit Black Sabbath verbindet. Also es gehört immer der Name von der Band dazu, aber das gesammelte Werk, auch die Jüngeren kennen diese Bands. Das sieht man bei Iron Maiden, bei AC/DC, da kennen wir schon die Hälfte davon sind junge Leute. Kann zweifelsohne passieren, ja, dass das in der kompletten Zusammenstellung in den Mix ein paar Junge anzieht, ja.
I mean, Klaus really doesn't know, or really, did think about it a lot when he started the project. But the way it goes now, the reactions that he has from old fans, but also younger people that weren't even born when the songs were hits at the time, makes him really positive. And really, anything can happen. And he doesn't really spend a lot of time thinking about this. He just they do it, and the reactions are great, and anything can happen.
Brilliant. And the first ever concert is going to be here in Innsbruck.
Absolutely.
And it's of course his home country. But it's quite a risky move, kind of doing it somewhere that's not necessarily known as a huge music capital. Have you kind of had, from the local area and from the local journalists and from local fans too, a great reaction about the location, and the people, really, really excited about actually the fact that it will be in Austria and it will be here?
Also das erste Konzert und bis jetzt einzige geplante Konzert gibt es in Innsbruck, was ja eine sehr unübliche Location ist für das Projekt, ob wir das absichtlich gemacht haben, ob uns die Leute da mit offenen Armen aufgenommen haben, warum wir Innsbruck genommen haben, außer dass es deine Heimatstadt ist.
Heimatstadt ist ein
für die anderen exotisch.
Ein guter Ausgangspunkt, ja, und wie gesagt, wenn man, das wäre ja nicht schon gesagt, wenn so Japaner oder egal woher nach Innsbruck kommen im Winter, erstens ist es Weihnachtszeit, es ist ein super Ambiente, es ist der Schnee, also was Besseres kann da nicht passieren. In München ist jede Woche sowas. In Innsbruck ist seit 100 Jahren sowas nicht passiert.
It's, I mean, of course, Innsbruck is Klaus's hometown. The album was recorded to 90% in the area. The show is in December, where it's winter.
Beautiful,
It's beautiful, surroundings beautiful, mountains, rock surrounded by rock, and it's an exotic place for journalists to go to as well. It's like, let's make it a whole happening. Show them where we live, show them where it all grew, and obviously the city is excited. We picked a really nice venue because we're planning to do a live DVD.
Wonderful.
So I think it makes it exciting for people as well.
Definitely,
Munich.
Definitely.
Munich.
Everybody does Munich.
Everybody does Munich.
Yeah.
And Innsbruck's really excited.
Brilliant. Brilliant. And so, if this goes well, would you consider doing more of it, more recording, more touring even?
Wenn das alles gut funktioniert, gäbe es dann Pläne, dass man weitere Aufnahmen macht oder weitere Touren.
Kann man mit 20 Jahren auf Tournee.
If this works, then they do a 20-year world tour.
Jetzt schauen wir mal, das muss jetzt abgeschlossen werden, positivst. Das muss ein Wahnsinn werden. Und dann, wir haben im Hinterkopf schon Pläne, die sagen wir aber noch nicht, kann mit den einen oder anderen sicher wieder was passieren. Ja.
We're fully concentrating now on this album, on the album release, on the show. Then we see how it goes. It needs to be taken on the stage, which is a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's a one-off show, so the production is also quite complicated because you only put it together for one show. And then we'll see. Never say never to anything. See what follows. There are things in the pipeline and have been talked about, but nothing really concrete. So just concentrate on this thing now, and then we'll see if they take it further or not.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to have a chat. It has been an absolute pleasure, and we'll really look forward to, I'm sure, seeing you in a few months' time. So, thank you.
Herzlichen Dank, dass du die Zeit genommen hast und
Mille grazie.